everyone and welcome. If I haven't met you before, it's lovely to see you here. My name's Carol Tinson and I have been designing junk journals and videos on that particular subject for quite some time now. But this particular week I have produced a set of digital pages for a specific topic, and it is for the Junk Journal Junkies Designers Collaboration Challenge. Now that's a mouthful, isn't it? But basically on Junk Journal Junkies Facebook group, we're doing weekly challenges of designers who have created a digital kit. I always have problems with my teeth in that one. Digital kit. And we are each presenting YouTube videos each week on the group or on our YouTube channels, but we are sharing this on the Junk Journal Junkies group. The link for the Junk Journal Junkies group will be down below in the description box, so that if you wish to join, then you can do. Now, anyone can do this project because I'm sharing it on my YouTube channel, but this particular kit, if you are a member of the group, you will get it free of charge. If you are not a member of the group, then I will have this available on my Kofi Shop for you to be able to purchase. So let's get down to it. I've got my brew, that's off to the side. And so I've produced 4 pages and I've called my topic Beyond the Page. Alright, so I'll show you the pages of my kit first, and then I'll explain what my videos are going to be all about. So this is page number 1 with very pretty florals and subtle backgrounds, colourful backgrounds. That is just the background itself. Then there's another pretty floral, and then there is a colourful background to complement that page as well. So those are the 4 pages. Now, why have I called it Beyond the Page? Well, that's because I think that sometimes when we get digital downloads, I managed to say it this time, when we get digital downloads, we only see exactly what is in front of us. And I think that if you got this kit and you looked at it, your automatic assumption is to make it into a page to go into a signature of a journal. Now I've made a prototype. Here's one I made earlier. So this is just an old Amazon envelope which I've covered with wallpaper, and I've put the pages in already. So as you can see, what you would normally do is you would print it off, fold it in half, and you've got yourself a pretty page. So yes, I've got blank pages in between because I want to demonstrate on those for you. And you would either have it folded inwards or outwards. Okay, so that is what you would normally see. But if we think beyond the page, think beyond what we've got in front of us, we can create some beautiful things. Now, the other thing that you could do with this kit, and I'm not here to teach your granny how to suck eggs. I'm hoping to give you some inspiration and motivation to think beyond the page. So here we've printed the pages again, but this time we've printed the background pages onto the back of this sheet of paper, so that if I put that in my journal as a signature, then I'd open it up and I'd have the other side already decorated, as opposed to a white blank page. All right, so always look at the digital kit that you get and just think, is there any pages in amongst there that I could print on the back side so that it sort of complements everything that I'm printing off. The other thing that we tend to do is we get the page and we just fold it in half. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Real easy. But what if we fold it slightly differently, so that you've got just a little bit folded in and then this little bit folded over the top. So this now sort of blends into each other. And then you could make that into a little pocket or a little flip out. So instead of just folding it in half, I've thought about the fold of the paper as well to be able to make the page to go in my journal. So if I take that one out and insert that in there, so that when I turn that over, I've then got that as a little page fold out. I've got this as a little pocket, and then when I fold that over, I've got another large page there to write on as well. So don't just see exactly what you've got in front of you. Think beyond the page. Again, I think that we go back to thinking of just printing onto our copy paper or printing onto our nice quality paper, and sometimes you don't always think about printing onto other substrates. Substrates are the backgrounds that you use, so the papers that you use and stuff like that. Now this is one that I have used previously, and it's on newsprint by C. White of Brighton. I got this off of Amazon, and it's of a newspaper quality. So if you are printing onto, if you're printing, say, a vintage digital kit or invoices or adverts, having it on the thinner paper gives it that little bit of authenticity, and actually helps to make the look of the vintage look much more real. So newspaper print's a good one. What about printing onto graph paper, especially lightly coloured graph paper? So then you've got that then as an automatic background, and then you can print on top of that, and you've got the image then sat on top. Of course, music papers. So you could print on top of some of your vintage music papers. There is also what's called printable canvas. So you know when you buy a big picture made of canvas, you can actually purchase your own printable canvas. So then you could maybe even think about framing it up as a picture. We've also got A4, well, I've got A4 because I'm in the UK, but A4 white sticky back paper, so that when you print it off on this, and especially a kit that has got lots of different little images on this, I think I'll pick two out, there we go. So which way around am I? That way. So as you can see, look, this peels off, so it means that if you print on there, you can then fussy cut around the shapes, and you've already got an automatic sticker. Now it can be quite expensive, sticky back paper, but it might be worth investing in a few pages just so as you can have a go and see if you like the idea of that. One of my favourite alternatives to print on is vellum, and that comes in a variety of different weights. So I've got 110 GSM and I've got 150 GSM. So the larger the number, the thicker it is. So those are the two that I use because my printer likes that weight of vellum. And just to show you, I have printed the digital kit onto vellum, which creates some really nice effects in your journal. So you can see, you see the pattern on the other side because it shows through. So I like printing on vellum. Now some other alternatives are some fabric. So you could actually print the design onto fabric. If you've got the whites of the paper napkins where you've peeled off the front and you've got the whites of the paper napkins, you can print onto those. You could print onto paper bags, and you could print onto glassine bags. Whew. That's a lot of different things that you can print onto. So don't always automatically think about printing the page that you've got in front of you directly onto a sheet of copy paper All right, there are other alternatives, and I'm going to show you how to utilise these and print the kit onto these different things. I'm going to use one of the paper printed versions of one of the pages, and I'm going to use this as my base to overprint, but having it printed onto the paper first means I can get an idea of where roundabout it's going to print. Obviously it might the printer might accept the paper at a slightly different angle, but it gives me a rough idea. So I've got a glassine bag here, and I've cut off each of the ends, and I'm going to position it like this so that I know that this is going to print on the front side of this bag, because I've put it on sideways. And I'm going to use my micropore or surgical tape, and I'm going to use that to stick it down, and I'm going to make a border all the way around so that it's even. And the reason why I'm sticking it in place is because I don't want the roller in the printer to snag. Put that on there. I don't want the roller to snag. So there's your roller, there's your paper. If you've got something that's loose, it's going to catch against the roller and it's all going to get ruckled up. We want it to be able to go through the roller smoothly. So I'm just going to tape this in place, and then I'll be back in a second. So that's my glassine bag now stuck in place, and as you can see, I can see the pattern through the glassine bag, so I can see what's going to print here and I can see what's going to print here. And with the paper bag, I've glued that on, and it's very subtle, you might not be able to see it, but I can see that the pattern is going to print here, and I've made sure that the seam of the bag is at the back. So I'm going to run these through my printer, and I'll come back and show you the finished goods. Now my printer's very old and dirty, so I have actually got some scuff marks on these two that I've printed off, so it would work better on my newer printer. So I'm just going to peel off the glassine bag, and you have to wait a little while before you do this with glassine, because it takes a while for the ink to dry. And you can actually see, look, where it's over printed here, because obviously there was nothing there, because the glassine bag was blocking the rest of it off. And if I peel this off, so you can see how it's printed onto the glassine bag, and I could fold that in half. And I've got a pocket there, the inside, and a pocket at the other end, if I could open it. Not bothered. And then the same with the paper bag. It's just done a little bit of scuff printing on there, as I say, because my printer's so old. Look, I've got it on my fingers. So if we peel this off, so you can see there how it's printed on the paper bag. So I would use this sheet of paper again for my paper napkin, and if I place it on top, I can see the design through the paper tissue. I'd actually maybe just iron that down a little, and I could trim off, show you better, trim off this excess paper napkin here, and then I would put the micropore, or you could use washi tape, around the four edges, fold it, the excess to the back, and then I would run that through the printer, and it would do exactly the same. It would print that pattern directly onto the paper napkin. I'm going to show you the fabric one how you do the fabric version in the next video, which will be on Thursday. But I hope it's given you some sort of ideas of how you can look at printing it onto a different and a variety of different substrates, and rather than just printing onto copier paper, and rather than just seeing it just as a single page to put into your signature. So get thinking, get them little grey cells working in your brain, and think about what you've got that you could print onto, and have a go and see what you end up with. I'll see you in the next video. As I say, I'm going to show you how to print onto fabric in the next video, and some thoughts and ideas beyond the page again. See you really soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.